So the jailbreak for the PS4 12.02 has been out for some time now, and a lot of people have been asking for me to do an updated video because I haven't done one since the 11.00 jailbreak, and for good reason. I don't have a Blu-ray burner or the discs, nor do I want to go out and spend $60–70 buying one just to produce this one disc, and then I'm probably never going to use it again. Now, before we go into how I managed to do this, let's have a look at the current state of my PS4, because it's a little bit special. So I've got everything set up here just to show you, like I said, the current state. We've got this really cool Cloner Alliance capture device, I guess. It's got a built-in screen, everything. It's really good. I'll leave a link to it in the description below if anyone's interested, but it is actually a really good capture device. So I've turned the PS4 on. You can see that I have a power cable going to it and the HDMI. Nothing else. There's nothing else connected to this PS4, of course, apart from that capture device. So we get to the home screen and I click on my profile, but I'm just going to sit on the dashboard. You can see it's not jailbroken at the moment, but after about 30 to 45 seconds, you can see that it's now jailbroken, as if by magic. Well, I can tell you it isn't magic, and we'll look into how it's actually doing this in more detail in a moment. But we can see that it is now jailbroken. I'm just going to turn my controller on so we can have a quick look. All the padlocks are gone, so we know for a fact it's jailbroken. You can see gold hen. But if we go into settings, and I'm just trying to look on this little screen here, we'll go into, where is it? System, yep. And then system information, we can see that it's on 11.00. Now, let's see why it actually just automatically jailbreaks itself without any sort of assistance or changing anything from a user standpoint. For that, we need to open the PlayStation up, and there's actually not that many screws. We've got one screw for the hard drive, which is an SSD. I'll put a terabyte in here. And then we just need to slide the plate sort of to the right and then lift it up. I do struggle here, but there we go. We got the top plate off. But what's this inside? There's some extra wires and a little microchip down here. Well, this is called the LITNXT Pico, and what this is basically doing, it's doing that network sort of jailbreak, glitch, hack, whatever you want to call it. Now, as I said, this is for 11.00, but for 12.02, I'm actually going to take this out. So I'm going to snip all these wires, I'll tape them up and put them out of the way. It's not going to affect anything, none. But we'll get rid of the chip, and then we'll tape these wires in and we'll get it all put back together. So for all intents and purposes, it's a stock PS4 Slim again, albeit still on 11.00. Now, I will actually keep this LITNXT Pico microcontroller because it might come in handy in the future. But for now, let's get it all put back together, get the SSD in there, get the screws in there, and get it all done. Now, like I said, it's on 11.00. We need to update it to 12.02. Can't update it online because that will just put the latest version on here. So we're going to put it in safe mode and we're going to upgrade to the new firmware from USB. So link is in the description below for this website, but you can basically download any version of the PS4 firmware. So right down here at the bottom I can see 12.02, so I'm going to download that file, and this is going to be a update.pup file, PUP. So we can see here I've got the PS4 update.pup, and I'm going to format a USB memory stick. Now this needs to be exFAT, and we're going to give it a volume of Sony, all capital letters. Click start, and that will format that memory stick. Of course, it will wipe everything that's on there, and as long as your memory stick's like 2 gigabytes or above, you'll be fine. We're going to create a folder called PS4, all in capitals, and then inside that folder we'll create another folder called Update, again all capitals, and then in that update folder we can put the PS4 update file. Now once this is copied across, we need to turn the PS4 off, push the power button to turn it on, you'll hear a beep, keep holding it, and then you'll hear a second beep. That'll bring you into safe mode, and it should look a little something like this. You will need to connect your controller with the USB cable, and here is the menu that you're presented with. We're going to go to Update System Software via USB storage, and it's telling us it needs 1100 or above, but we know we've got 12.02 on that memory stick, and as you can see, it's found 12.02. So just click Next, and it's going to go through the update process. This shouldn't take too long, but I think there's 2 screens. So we have the initial screen, and then we click Update, and then it will turn the system off, turn the system back on, and then it'll actually go through the rest of the update process. And this will take a little bit of time. I'm fast forwarding the footage here just so you're not waiting around too long. So as soon as this is finished, it'll boot back up and we'll go into our user 1. We can see that it's pretty much the same. The padlocks are on here, it's not jailbroken, so we can actually confirm what software version we're on settings, and then we go down to system. We can see in system information we're on 12.02, but what do we do next? Well, the next thing you want to do is go over to the Modsmith store. As I said, I don't have a Blu-ray burner, but if we have a look on the Modsmith store, we can buy one of these Blu-ray discs really cheap at £12. It's a really good price to start off with, but if you type in the code ARG10, as I demonstrate here, click apply, we're going to get the disc for £10. So massive thank you to the Modsmith for making this process so much easier and saving me a lot of money. So fast forward a couple of days and we have our disc. Opening it up, you'll see it has PS4 Labs version 1.2 AIO. So this is going to have everything on it. It's got the jailbreak itself, but it's also got Gold Hen and a few other applications. So how do you use this disc? Well, as you've seen, we're on 12.02, and as long as you're on 12.02, you're going to be able to do the same thing. So first of all, we're going to grab our disc while we're on the dashboard of the PS4 and pop it in the Blu-ray disc drive. Obviously, your Blu-ray disc drive has to be working. Now on the dashboard, just give it a few moments and it should pop up the disc, and as you can see it also says Gold Hen on it, so that's a nice little touch. So if we click on this disc, and if you have it where it asks you to do an update to actually play Blu-ray discs, that is absolutely fine. You can do that update, it doesn't update the system. Now I'm glad it did this on the first try. Exploit failed. So this is what you do if you do get that message, and it's quite rare I actually get that message. Just go back to the dashboard, close the application, click OK, and then what it's going to do is it's just going to go back to the dashboard where you can give it a second attempt. Now I found this a lot more stable and a lot more reliable than the 11.00 jailbreak I was using before. So there we go. As soon as you see AIO patch completed successfully, it'll copy the Gold Hen payload to the hard drive, and then everything's just going to run. You can obviously update the Gold Hen payload with the USB stick because it does check the USB drive first before then reverting to the hard drive, and of course it does check the disk as well, so that's how you're able to do this. It's like an all-in-one solution, AIO as they say. But we can see we've got gold hen now. We can see all the padlocks are gone, and then we can just close the Blu-ray sort of application because we don't need this anymore. Everything's set up and you can just use it as normal. You've got all the normal gold hen options, and if let's just sort of launch an application, PT, it runs fine. So there we have it, jailbroken on 12.02. And if you want to grab one of these discs, I'll leave a link in the description below, and don't forget to use the code ARG10 to save 10%. Of course, there will be worldwide shipping. If you can't find it on there, just send him a message and he'll get it all sorted out for you. So if you found this video useful and you want to support the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, then hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future updates. I'm JP, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.